What's happening? What's happening? Hey, this Big A. I'm back. You know, we were on that budgeting thing last time we left off, and I think we were on 5B. So we still on 5. Chapter 5 is about budgeting and getting your act together, getting your financial house in order. So this is going to have to be C. You know, this budgeting thing is a serious thing, and Big A don't want to tie you up too long with these videos. Now, like I told you earlier in my second disclaimer, I can't teach you shit in a minute. But Big A gonna try to limit these videos to 15 minutes tops, okay? I'm gonna try to do that for you. But this is part C till you know budgeting. So we're gonna talk some more about budgeting. I think where we left off was, taking care of your obligations because they're never gonna go away. And obligations, were like student loans, taxes, child support, tickets. Hey, that shit will follow your ass from state to state. It'll even wait on your ass when you leave the country and think you're trying to avoid it. It'll wait on your ass till you come back, if you want to ever come back. Okay, so you better handle that. If you got them kind of problems, you better go and take care of it. That shit don't go away, man. It don't go away, ladies. Handle that business. Those are some of the things that don't never go away. Try to increase your earnings, by doing one of the following. You want to take it old school, get another job. We had 2 jobs. Hell, I had 3 jobs at one time. Matter of fact, I must be Jamaican because when I was young, I had 3 jobs. And I'm serious. You can ask anybody to know Big A, they'll tell you. Big A wasn't even barely 13 years old working 3 jobs. I worked in a grocery store. I do newspapers with the next door neighbor at 5 o'clock in the morning, riding around his truck, throwing newspapers all over the town I was in. Okay? I cut yards on the weekend. I drug the lawnmower behind my bicycle up and down the road, cutting people's yards for $5 and $10 a pop. Okay? Get a second job, get a third job. We used to do what we had to do. Get a legal side hustle that you can make money off of, like repairing cars if you got skills. You got some computer skills, fix people computers. That's cash money. Install stereos in cars if you know something about that kind of thing. If you don't want to cut yards, repairing fences, painting houses, doing hair, doing nails, baking cakes and pies that you can sell, Shit, give massages if you have to. I know somebody that did that. Bought a massage table. I don't think they were trained, but they became personal masseuses. And I ain't gonna tell you who they did, but there's some celebrities around here that hired them to give massages at one time. Okay, but I know this guy. I ain't gonna give his name up, but I'm telling you, there's money to be made. Remember, cash is king. If you start saving up, you can get, a dependable car for a little bit of money. A week's worth of work. In some cases, you can get a dependable car if you got cash, but you got to get your budget together. And you got to save up some money to do that first. Okay. The last thing that's going to help you out is tithing. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, this is a whole nother subject, but I'm going to take up some time and add this to budgeting because this is an important part of budgeting. I can't tell you how important tithing is. I mean, if you're a Christian person, you're going to understand this. I mean, if you were brought up in the church, you know something about this. Our parents taught us at an early age. Now, this is one of the things I'm going to tell you really kind of weirds me out, about people these days. People don't tithe like they used to. I'm getting a little parched here. I need a little drink here. Some people do, not everybody. But that's an important part of life. My mother, one thing, she never had a job. She used to do a little babysitting, but I can remember, and it wasn't just her, it was all the mothers. When we'd be sitting in church and the basket passed around, they'd reach in their purse, pull out some coins. We were big families then, you know. It was it could be 8, 9, 10 on the bench. Be passing the nickels and the dimes down. Every child had a coin, something in their hand to put in that basket. We were being taught at an early age to give. Being taught at an early age the importance of tithing, you know. One of the things you're going to learn, okay, from older folks is you can talk about things all you want. You got to be about it. You see, our parents would just talk about it. We saw them do it. We saw them tithe, and they reach in their pocket every Sunday. Okay? And not only did they reach in their pocket and gave, they reached in their pocket and gave us something to give, which was teaching us how to tithe. I don't see that no more. Okay? Maybe once in a while do I see somebody put some change in their baby hand and tell them, you know, put that in the basket there, you know. Some of these things have to be taught early in life. You'd be surprised how many things are taught early in life. You know, and once we got older, it was more explained to us, you know. My father, he explained it to me. I talked to him about tithing and asked him what he thought, because I heard different things, you know. Some people's, you know, churches were demanding, you know, more strongly than other churches. Some of them were saying different percentages, you know. And my pop told me like this. My pop always dropped pearls. You're going to learn that while I'm talking to you guys. Big A Pop dropped pearls all the time. And he said, you know, son, he said, when I started tithing, he said, it's not like the money rained back on me. Blessings came raining back on me. He said, but I noticed real quickly, it got a little easier to pay my bills. Seemed like my money went a little farther. He said, now I know that may not sound like it make much sense, but it's the truth. He said, it seemed like when I started tithing, my money started going a little farther. He said, for whatever reason, it seemed like my money stretched out farther. It seemed like bills got easier to pay. He said, and then I started making more and more money. He said, things got better for me, and I can tell you that from experience. Well, I took that to heart, and I started tithing. And I started making sure I tithe all the time, and especially since I married a woman that told me even when times got rough, oh, we may put off this bill, but we're not putting off this money here. This money here belongs to God, okay? This ain't ours. This is God's money. This part here, she was serious about it. And I appreciate that because that made me a stronger man, made me a better Christian. But I'm going to tell you, even when times got rough, we could tithe and them bills got paid every month. Now, I'm going to tell you, you may not believe it if you ain't been tithing and you ain't used to it. But it's something about, you know, giving back to God. Bringing everything to the storehouse. Okay? Do what, you know, the Bible's telling you to do. Those blessings come down. I'm telling you, the blessings come down. I don't know no other way to put it. You're going to think it's some kind of magic the way I'm talking about it, but I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've been living it. I've been living it for at least half of my life. That everything I need come to me. Okay? Heck, it seemed like, you know, I can put an extra $100 in the basket, and by the time I get home, I find $100 in my clothes or in a drawer, then dropped out in my car or something. But people, you got to teach your kids to tithe too. Now I know, you know, even my church, they tithe electronically, you know, so they say. A lot of people tithe electronically. Hopefully they do. I mean, I don't know. But still, I told the wife, she said, honey, do you want to tithe electronically? I said, if you do, I'm going to still need to reach in my pocket. I can't let that basket go by, because I'm going to tell you one thing. When they praying about tithing, I'm praying that God take whatever I put in that basket and increase it 1,000-fold. So I got to put something in that basket. Because while the preacher, the reverend praying, I'm praying too. I'm asking God, take what I got in my pocket, what I'm putting in this basket, and increase it 1,000-fold. God, if this $10 is what I got, I'm going to put in this basket. But I'm asking you to, when that basket get up there, turn that $10 into $1,000. So I'm praying too that whatever I give, increase. Just like the bread did and the fish when Jesus was trying to feed everybody on the hill, Just like what they did with the basket of bread and a couple of fish. I'm praying the same thing happen with my giving. So you can give online, but I'm going to tell you something. You need to be teaching your kids. And kids react more to what they see, not what you tell them. Kids need to see you reaching in your purse. I'm going to tell you, if I was tithing online, I'm still reaching in my pocket. And I think, and don't take no offense to this, but I think every time that basket come by, everybody should be reaching in their pocket, even if you're putting a nickel in. Put that nickel in. Let's all pray to God that increase tenfold. I mean, really, we're trying to build a kingdom out here. And we can't do that casually. Ain't no kingdoms built casually. Okay? And trust me, this is a big part. Because tithing, boy, that teaches you how to budget too. You putting money aside for God, you're going to find that you're going to start putting the same thing aside for you. That's one thing I noticed when I started tithing, when I started putting that money aside for God, I started putting the same thing aside for me. Okay? That's 10 over here. I'm going to put this over here for God. I'm going to put that 10 over here for me. I started saving more for myself. Isn't that unusual? That's the way it worked for me. It helped me too with my budgeting. Okay? And it also helped me with my blessings. Okay? Seemed like the more I was responsible with the blessings that God gave me, the more opportunity God opened up for me, the more doors he opened up for me, okay? When I showed him I could handle what was being given, he gave me more. So this one here, I can put this down as not only budgeting, but tithing. This big A, yes, I know it's about budgeting, but part of budgeting to me is tithing, okay? You want to get yourself together, young men, young ladies? Tithe. Okay? Start giving. Help somebody out besides yourself. Baby, it feels good. Not only does it feel good, going back to the Bible here, whatever you do for the least of my brother, you do for me. And my pop told me, he said, son, he said, I not only like giving to the church, but I also like helping people out. He said, I'll make that part of my commitment. Is that, I help some people out here and there. And now you're not helping people out if you're just helping out your own kids. That's your obligation, okay? That's not helping people out. You obligated to help your kids. So don't tell me, no, I'm giving to my children. That's your obligation. I'm talking about helping out that guy who needs that meal. Okay? Don't worry about what he's going to do with that dollar, if he's going to go get some wine with it. Take it for granted that he needs something to eat. Help that man out on the side of the road, okay? Believe me, you're going to feel bad if you get to heaven one day and that same dude on the side of the road with the sign meets you at the pearly gates and say, you remember me? Say, that day you drove by me, I know for a fact you had $200 in your pocket and you couldn't raise down your window and give me $1. You looked at me like I was trash. That's one of my fears. Maybe that's why I feel like I got to give. Not to mention, it ain't gonna hurt me. It ain't gonna stop Big A from eating. But look here, that's enough of that. Big A done told you what he thought. I hope you enjoyed this video. Press that button down there, man. Subscribe. What you waiting on? Ring that bell. Big A gonna come back with you with some more knowledge now. All right, now y'all be good.